What's going on, guys? Seth here for Tasty Loot Gaming. Doing a tasty bit. I originally had a gameplay video I was working on, had some technical difficulties, so I had to think real quick, like, what can I do to make up for it for this Thursday episode? And there's actually been something on my mind that I kind of want to discuss real fast. Every single week when we're doing Taste Tuesday, or if we're doing like Loot Chest or the Tasty Cast, a lot of times Xbox comes up. Obviously, it's one of the big three, and we always say the same thing every single week, which is essentially the Xbox One is a great console with no games. And this, I do feel, is pretty true. Of course, there are really good games on the Xbox One already, but when compared to PlayStation 4, it pales in comparison. The PlayStation 4 has so many exclusives to it that the Xbox One just can't compete in that regard. Obviously, all the games that are on both consoles, it's whatever you prefer. But the key games that make you want to pick up that console, and you can only get it on that console, the benefit of owning that console outside of what you prefer controller-wise and all that stuff, I don't know, it's important that they have these exclusives, and it's been frustrating for us every time we talk about Xbox because, like I said, we think it's a great console. It just doesn't have the same oomph that the PS4 has. So I've been thinking about what could they do outside of making new IPs, which would be awesome if they did. I obviously want new IPs for the Xbox One, but I was thinking back, like, on all the exclusives the Xbox has had over the years. They haven't been shy to having exclusives. They've had so many. I mean, some of the greatest games ever in history were exclusive to Xbox. The Xbox One, or not the Xbox One, the original Xbox. Whew, hate that it's called the Xbox One. And the 360 had a shitload of great games. So I compiled a list of games that caught my eye. There's a shitload of exclusives, but the ones that caught my eye I want to talk about real quick to see what you guys think and what I think of if maybe they brought these back. You know, they don't have to dig too deep to think of brand new IPs, even though I wish they would. But maybe revisit some of the games that they had exclusive rights to. Some of these actually over time came out on PC or whatever, but when they first came out, they came out on Xbox. So let's just get into it because I'm fucking babbling at this point. I'm tired. The first one is an obvious one, and obviously there's a lot of controversy behind it, but Fable. Obviously they're working on the last Fable game, which was like a multiplayer game, and that was already straying away from Fable as we knew it already, and that was a bad move in the first place. Then, of course, Lionhead Studios went under, but if Microsoft could somehow get the rights to that, maybe rebuild or make a new studio to work on Fable. I don't know how their rights are, what that game is, but if they could, that'd be awesome, because the place where Fable fell short was Fable 3. Fable 1 was good, but it had its issues. Fable 2 fixed those issues and was a great game. Fable 3 didn't go far enough to really... There's no point to it, aside from it was just Fable 2 with more content. So if they made like a Fable 4 that was like brand new, fresh, looked great, had new ideas, maybe your character from a child actually grows, and you get that whole saga and journey that Fable's really kind of famous for, the progression, the choices you make. It'd be really cool, and I think a lot of people, it's been long enough, I feel like a lot of people would be into it. Jade Empire. Now, this is a game that I actually never played, but the few people I know who did loved this game. It was an RPG, kind of like KOTOR, and yeah, I think it was made by the same guys, BioWare. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, it had such high praise, but nobody played it, and it sucks that the critical response of it being positive wasn't enough for the money it didn't make. So maybe take another whack at that. I'm sure nowadays there's more people who would appreciate a game like that. Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden, of course, later I think came out on multiple consoles, but originally it was an Xbox exclusive. Maybe Microsoft could like talk with Team Ninja and get some exclusivity rights to a new Ninja Gaiden. I'm playing Neo right now, and Jesus, it's fucking good. So I mean, if they could bring some of that to Ninja Gaiden, make it more fast-paced, more intense, crazy combos. It's been long enough. I feel like a lot of people would be down to play Ninja Gaiden. Chronicles of Riddick. Now, this also came out on multiple consoles later, but originally came out on Xbox. Chronicles of Riddick, I think Escape from Butcher Bay. There's two of them. Really fucking good game. Really good FPS. Really good stealth mechanics. And an interesting story that tied in with the lore of the Riddick saga in the movies. If you're into that, I actually like Pitch Black quite a bit. I said Pitch Perfect. I'm not a fan. But yeah, if they could get another one of those being made. I forgot the company that makes it. Is it Sunbreeze? Starbreeze? I don't remember. That'd be awesome. I'd be excited. I would be excited for that one. Panzer Dragoon Orta. This is a game that I played, but I was not big on. But I know people who love this game. But having something fresh like that would be awesome, especially with the new graphics, the new processing power of like the Xbox One or maybe even the Scorpio. Having a really cool graphical like light show track shooter bullet hell type game would be awesome. Oddworld is oddly forgotten. I think there's plenty of room for this to come back. Oddworld offered so much in its visual style and world and universe. I believe the Oddworld that came out on Xbox 360 was a third-person shooter. I don't remember correctly. It's been a while. But yeah, fucking bring that back. Why not? Jet Set Radio Future. This is the sequel to Jet Set Radio, which actually came out on Dreamcast, I believe. Came out on a couple things. But Jet Set Radio Future, I believe, was exclusive to Xbox, the original. And I actually was a really big fan of Jet Set Radio. And Jet Set Radio Future was awesome. Obviously, if they brought it back, they would need to give it more things to do, aside from just kind of grinding on stuff. But the visual style is awesome. The world was awesome. It was a fun game. Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive is fucking dead as shit, and it's crazy because Dead or Alive is one of the best fighting games out there, among many others. I like a lot of fighting games. But it sucks how it just kind of fell out, like off. It's just gone. I don't get it. Fucking fund that shit. Get them to make it exclusive for Xbox One, and I'd play the shit out of it if it was legit. If it wasn't some weird, 5.1 Sigma 6 fucking shit. Steel Battalion, which I thought came out on PS2 also. Maybe I'm not thinking correctly of the right game, but I believe this is that $200 mech game. I never played it because of the fucking price point. But make a mech game. Make a cockpit mech game. I mean, they already own... I believe Microsoft owns the Mech Warrior franchise. I don't remember. Or maybe they got... I don't know the whole situation on that. But make a fucking Steel Battalion game. Make it so your phone can work as a cockpit. I don't know. Use your fucking imagination. Otage. Otage was a game I actually did play back when it came out on the Xbox. And it was kind of a third-person action game where you fought a bunch of stuff and collected stuff. Kind of like Ninja Gaiden. It was really fun. I thought it had a lot of creativity. I loved the visual style. The action was fun. I believe they made 2 of them. Make a 3rd one. I don't know who the fuck actually made that game, but it was exclusive, so fucking hit them up. Unless they disappeared, then just buy the rights. Stubbs the Zombie was a third-person game where you went around, killed people, converted them into zombies, I believe. Hopefully I'm getting that game correct. It's been a while. But I remember playing that, and I remember playing it co-op, and it was actually really fun. I don't see a reason why you couldn't bring that back. I think it'd be a fun game to revisit. Grabbed by the Ghoulies, I believe, was a platformer. I actually didn't play this game, but I remember seeing it a lot. I know some people played it who actually enjoyed it. Need more platformers. Xbox needs to get out of this FPS or racer stigma that it started in with the Xbox and got out of a little bit with the 360, but now it's fallen back into. They'd be doing themselves a huge favor if they could just do something else. Kung Fu Chaos, even though in 2017 I don't think this game would be politically correct because it has a lot of caricatures of Asian stereotypes. But it was a fun beat 'em up. You run around and fucking did Kung Fu Chaos. It was cool. You could easily make that game exclusive sell for like $15 or something like that. It'd be cool. It'll give some more interesting diversity. Lost Planet. Now, Lost Planet 1 and 2, I think, are great games. I remember when Lost Planet was first coming out, the first one. It was so fucking cool. I remember playing, I was like, what the fuck is this? And I remember, even if I went to a GameStop, somebody else would like I didn't know them, they'd go up and start playing, like, whoa, what is this? And people would always explain, like, oh, it's Lost Planet. And then it came out, did pretty good. Lost Planet 2 came out. It was fucking awesome. The multiplayer is dope as shit. I believe it's a Capcom game, though, so good luck, because Capcom, it's just not on their shit. But Lost Planet 3 came out, and they traded the cool atmosphere and fun gameplay for a more narrative-driven, storyline-based game. I believe it was also developed by someone else, if I remember correctly. And they just lost everybody. And after that, since it didn't do well, they just gave up on it. So make a Lost Planet 4, go back to your fucking roots with the first two, because they were great, and I will buy the shit out of that game. I'm going to put these two together because I didn't play either of them, but I know people who did. Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey. These are both Xbox's reach into the RPG realm, because, you know, they're primarily known for FPSs and racing games and some fighting games. And I think it was great. The people I knew who played them, who were into RPGs, they really liked them. So I don't think they're commercially that successful, but I think nowadays, I feel like gamers nowadays are more diverse than they used to be, and which is kind of interesting to think about. And I think people with their Xbox Ones would just fucking buy anything that looked good, because they're starving for games. This one I would love to see. 99 Nights. 99 Nights is kind of like Dynasty Warriors, only a little more. It was better looking. It was more whimsical and fantasy. There's magic to it. A lot of really cool characters. A lot of really cool what would be Musu moves in Dynasty Warriors. Are like these crazy magical moves. Love that game. I believe they made a second one. I don't think I played that one too much. The first game also had like loot, random loot or something like that. It was really cool. I love that game. Make a third one. 99 Nights 3. Make a ninth one. Viva Pinata. I can't talk. I wasn't into this game, but I watched some friends play it, and if you're into like casual, fun games, I mean, this would be perfect. It's been long enough. You could add new ideas to it. There's no reason not to. And I believe it's a Rare game. With Rare also, I have to say, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, and Conquer. They have the rights to all three of those, and it's fucking ridiculous they're not utilizing them. Don't make a Perfect Dark that's a soulless, empty fucking FPS. Make a good Perfect Dark with a lot of fucking weapons, a lot of cool gadgets, a cool single player. Doesn't have to be a sequel. Just use the thing and keep the essence or the energy of the original. Don't remake it, because that's a cop out. Like, be creative. Banjo-Kazooie, make a new platformer. I know Ukulele's coming out from the people who actually originally made the original one. That's redundant, but yeah, I mean, get some passionate people in there at Rare and make a sequel. Why not? And then a Conquer sequel. I mean, fuck it. I keep saying why not, but like, that's the thing, is like they have all these IPs, and they're not doing anything with them. So like, why the fuck not? Conquer would be awesome. Keep it fucking rated M. Make it a fun platform. I remember the original one for 64 was so fucking fun. I loved it. And as like when I was younger, I was gonna say kid, but I was a kid. The raunchy humor mixed with the fun gameplay and the awesome multiplayer, it was a great game. So do that again. Fucking better graphics, new story, new multiplayer modes, really creative multiplayer modes, not just capture the flagship, but like the little caveman guys going stealing the eggs and taking them away from the T-Rexes that are patrolling and shit. That was really fun. This one's kind of a weird one, but Marble Blast Ultra was a game where you played as a marble on all these like obstacle courses and you had to balance on like thin, narrow areas and bounce around and make sure not to fall and break your marble. I'd love to see another one of those. I actually really liked that one. I love games like that. And yeah, I sell it for $15. Fusion Frenzy. Fusion Frenzy was a party game that came out. I believe they made a second one as well. That had all these cool party games. Party game. No one makes party games anymore. So I mean, make that. Fucking bring it back. I thought Fusion Frenzy was fun. I love the idea of having 4 people playing on the same screen, bunch of random things. And then the last one on my list is Chrome Hounds. Chrome Hounds was a mech game that was only on Xbox 360. That was really interesting in the sense that you could make really modular mechs. So you had pieces and weird pieces that would connect them over here. You get really creative with your mech's build. In that time, you had Armored Core, which is the best ever, but Chrome Hounds tried, and MechWarrior as well. They tried to allow you to be more creative in the design of your mech, and nowadays I feel like you could do so much more with that. I feel like they would do so much more with it, and why not make a fucking Chrome Hounds 2? Even if there's things about the first one they didn't like, fucking scrap it. Just give us a fucking give us a mech game, and then keep the essence and soul by letting you get really creative with the modularity of, is that a word? How modular the mech building is. Not just, put guns on them or whatever, but like let you build them. That'd be awesome, and I'd play it. But yeah, all in all, like I said, not really giving up hope on Xbox at all. They got like 3 games coming out this year. Hopefully more. Hopefully they say more about it at E3. But it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because the console's great. I like the controller outside of the analogs. It's got great features. I'm excited for the Scorpio, but I'm not excited because I don't know what games are going to be for it. And the games that are for Xbox One that are like the top tier AAA games, like Halo 5, Forza Horizon 3, Quantum Break, Halo Wars 2, they're all really good. I dig them all. I'm pretty open to most games. I just would love to see some stuff come out that gets me excited, like Horizon Zero Dawn. And it's not that they can't do it. I just don't know what's going on over there at Xbox. I don't know who's running it. I mean, Phil Spencer, I guess, but yeah. And I know I've known a couple people who've worked at Xbox, and they always said that the higher ups, people working there were so frustrated because the higher ups just weren't getting it. So kind of a little bit of insider information. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what are some exclusives from the previous Xboxes that you'd like to see come back on Xbox One, or really anything. What kind of exclusives would you like to see more of? Do you want to see more RPGs, more FPSs, more racing games, more fighting games, puzzle games, party games? Let me know. I'm curious because there's so many I'd love to see on there. It doesn't have to all be Halo and Forza. But yeah, that's good for this tasty bit. It's a little longer than I want it to be, but I got a little passionate there. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Tasty Gaming. Check me out on Twitch, Sleep Division, all one word. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. My name's Seth. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. And yeah, until the next episode, which will be Friday, Loot Chest, I think. Until then, have a great week, guys, and take it easy.